Have you ever wondered why some national policy shifts feel like ordinary government planning, while others feel like a country sensing the world has changed and deciding that if it does not move now, it may not get another chance? Because that is what this AI push in Singapore feels like. It doesn't feel like just a digital upgrade. It feels like a strategic repositioning. It feels like a small country understanding the rules of the game are changing and deciding that survival will depend less on size and more on speed, trust, and how intelligently it arranges itself for the next cycle. So let me ask you two questions. If the next economic advantage comes from how well a country deploys AI, is Singapore actually better positioned than bigger countries that are slower and more divided? And if leadership style matters, is Lawrence Wong the kind of leader who can carry Singapore into this new age in a way that feels disciplined and trusted, instead of rushed and unstable? Stay with me, because I'm going to show you why Singapore's AI push is bigger than a technology story, why Lawrence Wong's leadership style matters more than many realize, and bring in a Chinese metaphysics and period 9 lens to look at why this move feels so aligned with the times. Singapore is not trying to win the global AI race by brute force. That would be foolish. It has never won by playing somebody else's size game. It wins by reading the shift earlier, moving faster, and turning constraints into discipline. That same logic is underneath the National AI Strategy 2.0, which Lawrence Wong launched to uplift Singapore's potential. That's not just a let's not miss the trend response. It's a signal that Singapore intends to move from scattered AI activity into a coordinated national advantage. That signal became clearer during the Budget 2026 announcement, when Wong confirmed he would personally chair a new National AI Council. When the government starts naming sectors, building councils, and directing incentives, it is really saying this: the baseline of competitiveness is changing. Future growth will reward companies that operate with AI-enhanced speed, data, and productivity. This matters in Singapore because the challenges are not mysterious: limited labor, an aging population, and the dependence on staying globally useful. AI is one of the few tools big enough to change that equation. And this is where Period 9 becomes a useful lens. Period 9, which began in 2024, is a FIRE cycle. FIRE governs technology, speed, data, visibility, and digital life. So when a country like Singapore steps hard into AI during Period 9, that is not random. It is highly aligned. This is a FIRE era move, but here is the part people miss. FIRE alone is not enough. Too much FIRE gives you noise, hype, and chaos. To win in Period 9, you must balance FIRE. You need earth for structure, metal for systems, water for intelligence, and wood for growth. This is why Singapore's approach is so sophisticated. It is not just shouting AI. It is building the pillars of trust, talent, and infrastructure around it, which is how you balance FIRE so it becomes productive instead of chaotic. The cornerstone is the metal element, trust, and governance. While others chase raw power, Singapore is chasing reliability, aiming to be the Switzerland of AI. It is building this through clear rules, like its AI governance frameworks, and creating sandboxes where companies can test innovation safely. This trust offensive is why global giants like Google and Microsoft have AI centers of excellence in Singapore. Next, to balance the FIRE, you need the wood element, talent and growth. Singapore knows it can't produce the most AI engineers, so it's focusing on a unique kind of quality. It aims to triple its core of AI practitioners to 15,000. But the more revolutionary part is creating an AI bilingual workforce. Through programs like the Tech Skills Accelerator, non-tech professionals in fields like law and accounting are being trained to use AI. To speed this up, Singaporeans who take selected AI courses get 6 months of free access to premium AI tools. And for companies ready to go all in, the Champions of AI program offers end-to-end support to re-engineer their businesses, with firms like DBS committing to upskill thousands of employees. Then, Singapore uses the water element to direct the FIRE. Instead of doing everything, the national AI missions target 4 key sectors: advanced manufacturing, connectivity, finance, and healthcare. In manufacturing, The mission is to build best-in-class factories, with companies like Global Foundries already using AI to spot microscopic defects. In connectivity, it's about automating airport and seaport operations to strengthen Singapore's role as a global trade hub. In finance, AI is being deployed for fraud detection and risk management. And in healthcare, AI is analyzing chest X-rays to detect problems faster than the human eye. Each mission is a rallying flag to attract global talent. Finally, all of this is built on the Earth element, infrastructure. A new AI park is being set up at One North, creating a physical cluster for startups, researchers, and big companies to work together. This brings us back to Lawrence Wong. In a fire era, the environment already has enough heat. A country may not need a leader who adds more heat, but one who can channel it. His measured and steady style may fit the moment perfectly. What is Singapore trying to become? Not the loudest or biggest AI player, but the most trusted, efficient, and deployable hub. That is a very intelligent Period 9 move. When the world gets louder, trust becomes more valuable. When the world rushes, good governance becomes more valuable. The state is effectively telling the business community that the next baseline for seriousness will include AI capability. And it is not leaving it to chance. With expanded grants like the Enterprise Innovation Scheme and Productivity Solutions Grant to help SMEs adopt these tools. In this global AI race, Singapore is making a calculated bet that the world will value trust more than scale and application more than raw power. The country does not need more drama. It needs transition velocity with trust. If Lawrence Wong gets that balance right, it could become the leadership signature of Singapore's next chapter. Not because he is the loudest leader, but because he may be the kind of leader who fits a high-change environment without making the system feel unstable. And in an AI transition, that matters more than people